morning, everybody. Welcome to Immortal Gaming. This is me again, Marvin, and we're now here for another video for Ragnarok Origin. And this time we're going to be talking about the top gacha that I could recommend all of the beginners and the new players on LNA servers region in Ragnarok Origin. This is based on all of our experience here in the global server, and I do hope that this video might help you save, okay? Because in my opinion, the wishing gacha window here, all of the gacha that we could get on this wishing gacha is the most F2P gacha that the game could offer the free-to-play players, right? So this does not include any of the outside offered gacha, such as the random gacha that we have on different roulettes or on separate offers or on Sky City. All of those are not included here, only the wishing gacha. All right, so a little bit of note here, all of these are based on my experience and my opinion. If you have a different opinion, kindly put it down, kindly point it down on the comment section, okay? So the second note is that I have to say in my experience, all right, what I have learned on gacha is that don't take the gacha here seriously. Don't overspend, don't spend too much, because there's a rule here: there will always be better stats than what you are having right now, okay? And because of that, we have separate recommendations depending on where you are at the game. So we have early game recommendations, we have mid to end game recommendations, and we have end game recommendations. All right, let's start with the headgear. Okay, for the headgear, for the early game, I would suggest for you to save up your tickets for the bunny hat. This one, okay, for this bunny hat. It gives you strength, int, and dex +2, physical damage, magic damage +3%, damage versus all sized enemies +2%. If you can already refine your headgear to +10, all right? And the most important part here is that it gives you utility, okay? It can blind your enemies with just 3% chance, but still it has a good chance, okay? So this is for early game. Take note, if you still don't have this, and if you did not, if you don't have enough redeem points, don't spend your redeem points on this one. There will be better in the future. I would rather for you to spend early your redeem points on a better one or a mid to end game gacha. All right, for mid, speaking of mid to end game, it's a tie here, okay? The first one is the white lily, okay? This one gives you 3.5% physical damage and magic damage, int, strength, dexterity +5, max HP +5%, damage versus medium enemies and damage reduction versus medium enemies 4% and 5%. Then when you cause damage, there is a 5% chance of increasing your damage for 3 seconds by 20%. This is really good, right? This is really good. And on +12, you get reduction on global cooldown 4% on that. So I've used this for the longest time. Believe me, guys, I've used this for a longest time. I really love the additional 20% damage that you can deal to the enemy. And this is not a very low chance because it can proc whenever you deal damage. So this is really good, okay? Another part that could tie this one is the Sheriff's Hat. The only reason that the Sheriff's Hat can tie up with the good things that the White Lily can offer is because the Sheriff's Hat is just for everything, okay? For every job class, for everyone, okay? Physical damage, magic damage 4%, global cooldown 3%, damage versus all races, damage versus medium and large 5%, 4%. So it's for everything, okay? But if you already have the White Lily, then you don't have to go for the Sheriff's Hat, okay? The only time that you would change White Lily is if the Enchanted Hat has already arrived. And take note, the Enchanted Hat is for magic damage users only. If you're a physical damage user, you can still use the White Lily until end game, or you may opt to make yourself tankier and using the the cherry cream dough. It's here. I did not get it because I'm all about, you know, damage. Where is it? Okay, why am I looking at that? Okay, this one. All right. So this is all about being tanky. Physical damage, magic damage 3.5%. Global cooldown reduction 4%. Damage versus demi-human and damage reduction versus demi-human both 6%. All stats plus 5, and you gain up to 10% physical damage and magic damage reduction for 5 seconds. This is really good whenever you take damage. Okay, so let's go back to the hat. Okay, this is the hat for the wizards. Okay, enchanted hat, 4.5% physical damage and magic damage. This is for the late game because this will be released probably on your server or on your region when, you know, when they are already releasing Doram. I'm not sure, maybe the timeline on your server is different from ours, but you know, it's still, you know, it still pays to be prepared. Okay, so damage versus demi-human 3.5%, reduction versus demi-human 3.5%, magical attack plus 4%. Upon casting a skill, you gain 15% HP shield. Okay, and then you gain up to 10% magic damage. All right, so it depends on your intelligence also, so you really have to be a magic damage dealer to use this. And magic damage, additional magic damage plus 3% and fixed cast time reduction on plus 18, but very few have it on plus 18. Okay, so that is for the headwear. Let's now go to the faceware. For the faceware, the top one, even from early game until late game on specific job classes, it will be the Luna Glyph. Okay, the Luna Glyph is just so good. It has never gotten any replacement from since the beginning. It is the only faceware that could buff you increase agility. What I love about increased agility is not only that it increases your attack speed, it also increases your movement speed. And in this game, particularly on PvP, movement speed is everything. So that's the reason why I really love this. So if you are that person who, you know, who really lacks on attack speed, this is really going to be a game changer for you even on the end game. I used this when I was still a Rune Knight. I probably will use this if I was still a Rune Knight until now. So this is really good. And probably the Rangers right now would be loving the Luna Glyph. So even before, even if you are a full support, believe me, most full supports are using Luna Glyph just because of the movement speed. So this is really good. Okay, so the next one would be stylish glasses. Okay, this is for everyone else, particularly the wizards or those who don't need that much movement speed. Stylish glasses is the way to go, and this could be offered to you, or I'll recommend this to you on mid game. Damage versus player, damage reduction versus player, so that's 3% and 5% damage reduction, 1.5% physical damage and magic damage, reduction on global cooldown 3%, all stats plus 3, and when you refine it to plus 12, there is a 10% chance when you are attacking that you could increase your physical attack and magical attack by additional 2%. So this is really good. I've been using this for the longest time too, before I got to my Rune Knight, because when I changed to a Rune Knight, I used the Luna Glyph. Okay, so stylish glasses, really awesome. Okay, for the magic damage dealer, again on the end game, okay, on the end game, you would now consider on the Diamond Veil. So this one is, it gives you all that you need for damage. Okay, 3.5% magic damage, reduction on your global cooldown, 2.5% magical attack, and you could get until 10% magic damage for 6 seconds. Okay, so this is really good. Okay, so that is for the casters. Now for other players, as long as you're using skills, then you should go for the musical note. Okay, this one. Okay, so this one, aside from giving you neutral skill damage, additional neutral skill damage, which is really used now by Dorams and Shura. Before, you could still use this just because you can gain additional 14. This is big. 14% skill damage. Yes, it is just for 1 second, but the downtime is 4 seconds. But take note, when the third job gets released, you will be highly relying on your damage on your burst skills. Okay, there are types of burst skills on different jobs, and when your burst skill gets activated while you have this 14% additional skill damage, that would be a great increase in your damage. So this is really good. Okay, so let's now go to the Mouthware. For your Mouthware, of course, the very beginning, okay, or the early game, if you have a way to get the Doram pipe, go for that. Okay, go for that Doram pipe. We can actually get the Doram pipe on a free-to-play here. It's not included in the Wishing Gacha, but take note, if you have saved, you can actually get a lot of Nyan berries on your auction shares on your guild. So if your guild is quite active, then you should be getting a couple of Nyan berries from time to time. And you have to save that and go for the Doram pipe. This Doram pipe could be until the end game. This one could be used until the end game. It gives you everything: physical attack, magical attack, variable cast time, damage versus medium, and damage reduction versus medium. And if you have successfully refined it to plus 15, then a reduction on global cooldown will be added. Okay, so if you don't have that, it's okay. You can always rely on the normal Wishing Gacha, which I would be referring to you the Gray Mask. Okay, so this one this time gives you 2.5 physical attack and magical attack. Very, very great. Okay, damage again to demi-human and damage reduction versus demi-human. Same global cooldown reduction but lower refine requirement. And then additional damage to neutral enemies and damage reduction versus neutral damage. So this is really good until now. Okay, particularly now we have a lot of deadly neutral damage because of the Doram. This is really good until now. Okay, the last one here would be for physical damage dealers. Remember the magic hat? There is a counterpart for the physical damagers, but on your Mouthware. It is on your Ruby gem. Same mechanics as your magic hat on for the magic damage dealers. This time for the physical damage dealers, but for your Mouthware. So this gives you physical attack, magical attack, 4%, and this would be offered when they have released already the Doram. So don't be mad if this is like so far from the early game stats. But that's what I've been telling you guys. There will always be a better gacha, so don't stress yourself that much. Okay, so this has damage reduction, damage versus demi-human, physical attack, magical attack, physical damage, and it also gives you up to 10% physical damage aside from the shield, depending on the strength that you have. Alright, so that is for your Mouthware. For the Backware, let's go to the Backware. It is for the early game. If you have the spray, where is that? The spray pew pew. Where is that? Did I not get it? Oh, this one. Okay. I thought I did not get it. I can still remember vividly that I have already obtained all of the gacha on the first set of gacha. But I think the first set of gacha that was offered to you was like the what do you call that? Where is that? I think I don't have that. This one, the Luna something, the Moonlight something. You skip the plum soda, okay? But if you have this on your server, then this is the best one. But it would still be better if you go for the next one. For the melee damagers, it's gonna be the Horn Bunny. Where is that? I don't have it. This one, okay? It gives you a lot of melee physical damage and damage reduction, which is really good, okay? And then you get also physical def ignore and max HP. So everything that you would need, right? So this is really good for mid-game, even on end-game. On the magic damage dealers, I would be suggesting the Floral Elven Wings. So it also has magical attack, ignore MDef, it has all stats, it gives you stat, and couple of global cooldown reduction. I'm so sorry, but this is the best that we could give you on your backwear for the mid game. For the end game, you could save for the Tome of Snow. Even if you are a magic damage dealer or a physical damage dealer, it's okay. This is for everyone. Medium damage versus medium damage versus large. Global cooldown reduction, attack speed crit for the crit users, elemental skill damage for the elemental users or magic damage users, and additional 5% damage to enemies below 50% HP. So this is really good until you get the Carousel Fantasy. So the Carousel Fantasy, I think, could be offered widely on all of the Warlocks. But it could also be working on the Rune Knights, the mechanics. So if you are a future Rune Knight mechanic ranger, this will be really awesome. Okay, so this is really good. Now let's go to the costumes. For the costume, of course, Plum Soda for the early game. If you still don't have this, it's okay. They might release it on a different stat, but this was the very first, you know, the very first costume that we had. If you already have this, all of the succeeding costume will be negligible because this is just basically straight out additional damage and healing taken. That's it. Okay, so anything else, anything that would be better than this I think would be better than 0.5% or additional proc chance or etc. So this is just for all around, for early game. Next, for the mid to late game, once the Bunny Sheriff gets offered to you, that's gonna be it. Okay, that's gonna be it. Where is the Bunny Sheriff? This one. Okay, the Bunny Sheriff. So it has global cooldown, fixed cast time, physical attack, magical attack. Then it has ignore physical defense, magic defense. And for every 40 strength or int that you have, you gain 1% skill damage. So this is really good. Probably one of the reasons why the rangers or the snipers become less relevant is one of the reasons is maybe this one. Because they did not include dexterity or luck. You know, this could also be used by the rangers if they have not opted or omitted the dexterity or luck here. I don't know why, but yeah. That for every other class aside from the ranger or the sniper, this is really good. Now, if you are a ranger or sniper though, I could suggest you go for the Poetry of Snow. Okay, the Poetry of Snow, it has crit damage, attack speed, luck, crit, everything that you would need, and additional movement speed just in case you would need it. Okay, so the end game is not yet here. Okay, the end game costume, until now we are all using the Bunny Sheriff, but in the future it will be changed. It will be the 0 Point Neon. Okay, it's not yet here, that's why I cannot, you know, release it or cannot show it to you, but it will be, it will be on the next months that will come. It's currently the gacha of the Taiwan server, so I'm sure it's gonna get to us anytime soon. Alright, so I'm sorry if I'm stuttering. I do not have the time to edit this. Apologies for that. Please don't call me lazy. I'm trying my very hard to produce content for both global and the LNA servers. So I do hope that you appreciate my hard work. Thank you so much. And that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. If you happen to like this video, please do leave a like, share this to your friends, and click that bell notification button so you get notified every time I upload a new video, start a new stream, or a new content. That's it. See you again on the next video. Bye-bye! Now I found you.